How to settle into a new home as soon as possible. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how I got that homey feeling as soon as possible in my new home here in Bangalore. Hi, my name is Ivana and I've been living in Bangalore for 3 years now. This is my fourth apartment here, and just a little throwback in case you missed the previous episode of the moving vlog. Last year, I moved into an apartment where I thought I would stay for a longer period of time, but then of course the pandemic struck us all. After having spent most of the lockdown over there and made it until the end of the year, I had decided that in this new pandemic world, I actually need an apartment with a little bit more space and a little bit more light. So here we are. However, moving in a pandemic world was not the easiest thing of all, particularly psychologically, because even though here in India we have quite a lot of freedoms, you are allowed to go out if you're wearing a mask and of course sanitizing your hands, social distancing and everything. But my family and friends back in the Netherlands, in Germany and London, they are all in hard lockdowns. So of course that affects me as well mentally. Moving out in a new place, I definitely was a little bit scared. So I did my best to settle in as soon as possible and feel as safe and as homey as possible in this apartment. How did I do that? Let's get into it. Yesterday my apartment got cleaned, so finally I could take this plastic off my table, and I'm so happy about that.
I'm so high, so high.
In case you're new to my channel, I used to travel a lot for work and all over the world. So the first thing that I learned about how to feel at home as soon as possible is to unpack everything and organize it. Never ever ever leave all your stuff in your suitcase or your backpack if you want to feel at home somewhere. Moving into this new home, that was obviously my first step.
They told me to sit back, don't make a sound, don't go to the unknown, but I'm too curious for that.
One thing that I really didn't anticipate with this whole move was how much stuff I had acquired in my previous apartment. I think because I moved into that apartment, it was absolutely my dream apartment, with the idea that I would stay there for a longer period of time. Even after the whole pandemic struck and we spent more time at home, I guess I kept acquiring new stuff. And then when I moved here, I was quite overwhelmed with how much stuff I had. A little tea break, guys. I thought this would be a lot faster. The thing is, yesterday when the cleaners came, they were absolutely the sweetest, and I'm quite sure they only wanted to help. So basically they put all my stuff on a pile in the other closet in the other room because they needed to clean my office. But in that process, they pretty much mixed all my stuff. So normally the way I pack, because obviously I used to travel a lot, I always categorize my clothes. So even while packing when moving, I will also categorize my clothes according to, the room in which it should be. So at least, when you're organizing, all the stuff that I need for one room will be in that room, and also the clothes are usually already folded. And now I had to sort everything first according to the room. And then also I needed to fold the clothes differently this time because the closets here are very different. In my previous apartment, I had these drawers that would, that you could pull out. So the organizing was a little bit different over there. It is the next day and I have to tackle this madness in my office. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is gonna take me hopefully not more than 2 hours, but let's see.
2 hours on the floor. You better wake me up, wake me up. Blood ain't on the soul. You gotta rip it off, rip it off. 2 legs, 1 more.
Finally, I had managed to clean out a suitcase, although it was with a little bit of a sacrifice. Something I nowadays also really appreciate are closets, and I'll tell you why. When I left the Netherlands back in 2017, if you want to watch those vlogs, the playlists are linked down in the description below. I only brought a couple of bags with me, and that was it. I lived a digital nomad life for about 6 months, and I realized this is not it for me because I really need a home to come home to. Staying in hotels and guest houses and Airbnbs for a longer period of time just made me very anxious and very derooted, if that makes sense. One of the things that I realized gives me such a homey feeling is a closet where you can put your clothes in because obviously living out of a backpack, you have a very limited stash of clothes and you have to keep washing them, and at one point it just becomes exhausting. And I personally love to buy new clothes, so having closets again when I moved here to India was absolutely a revelation. And in this home I have more closet space than ever, so that means a lot to me. Some other things I also found difficult about a digital nomad life was the limited amount of books I could take with me due to the weight. Of course, an e-reader was an option, but I like taking notes and I find that less appealing in an e-reader. Also, switching up between colder and warm climates is difficult because they require different types of clothes. So usually I'd be confined to one type of climate, which just made me feel limited in my freedom. It's funny because I actually thought being a digital nomad would give me more freedom, when in reality it actually made me feel lost and limited in where I could go. I guess sometimes you just need to try things out in order to find out that they're not for you.
I've seen gladness, I've seen sorrow. I'll tell you a story of a new tomorrow. No more hurting, no more hating. All darkness is slowly dissipating, and you see that trees are so green that they drown out the dollars. Sky is so blue that it makes the world brand new. I don't know how I missed all of these colors. I only know that they showed me what was true. Yeah, they brought me back to you.
Oh my. Almost 3 hours later, I'm getting really tired, but the chai helps. The last things that are left are setting up the clothing rack and of course the carpet. So let's go and do the final things. We can do this. Oh, this costs so much time, man. Wow. I'm always baffled by how much time this whole organizing costs. But yeah, it's gonna be satisfying in the end. So let's do it.
I was running, I was hiding, till I found the answer to the great divide. And be caring and be loving, and take time to just give instead of taking. Then you find that trees are so green that they drown out the dollars. Sky is so blue that it makes the world brand new. I don't know how I missed all of these colors. I only know that they showed me what was true.
Because I was feeling so scrambled, if you could call it like that, I asked you guys on Instagram what you guys do to make yourself feel at home as soon as possible. These are the answers that you guys gave. I love to explore, so I try to get acquainted with whatever is new, make friends with it. I love that so much. Then listening to Taylor Swift and buying new clothes. Well, I've definitely been buying new clothes because a lot of new closet space. And one thing that I'm doing right now, my old cafe where I used to go a lot, they used to play this certain like soothing, calming music. I actually play that a lot at home. It's the lo-fi playlist on Spotify if you want to check it out yourself. Another advice, I talk a lot, either with my parents or best friend or boyfriend, but I talk. And that is something that I also have been doing, obviously with my flatmate, who I live here with, but also with my brother and also with my best friend. I'm sharing these advices because I cannot be the only person who feels scrambled. That's how I like to call it in these times. And I hope by sharing these advices, you guys get to feel better too with me. Planning how to decorate a new place and checking out the neighborhood. Oh yes, definitely. I plan on buying quite a lot of plants for this place because it is very, very minimalist now. I like it like that, but I think plants is something that I really wanted in my old apartment, and I'm going to get that for this apartment as well. Thank you so much for all the advices that you guys gave me on Instagram. I really appreciate it a lot. Thank you for standing by me through this whole journey, because even though it's super fun and exciting to move into a new apartment, it can also definitely be challenging, and I'm just happy to have you by my side and to read all of your advices. I kind of underestimated how much packing and organizing I had to do, so I had to spread it out over a couple of days. Obviously, at the end of this video, I will give you a little preview of what the apartment looks like. That's how scrambled I was. That's how I like to call it. But for now, more packing and organizing.
Be looking for paradise. That purple light can't hide.
By the way, a question that I still get a lot is what kind of job do I do, or what is my work? I have my own company. I have been a business consultant, and I'm also a content creator. There are quite some playlists where you can go to the beginning of my journey and follow me all the way until here. They're all linked down in the description below. After all this packing and organizing, I think I am definitely feeling a little bit more unscrambled and a lot more at home in this place. I think I will start feeling fully at home when my gas starts working, because that's also something that gives me such a homey, cozy feeling, cooking my own food. I love to cook, so I hope that gets sorted soon. In the meantime, here is a little preview of my apartment.
You can do whatever you want, so don't you let the light burn out. Always keep your head up, never let it beat you. Just hold on, yeah, hold on. So hold.
When I finish decorating everything, obviously I will give you a home tour, but for now I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're moving, that it was helpful. If it was, make sure to put a thumbs up. Also make sure to subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more of my videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!